in today's spirit of Halloween, we're going to discuss 3 different lessons of 1, the standard equation of a parabola, 2, describe the description of a real-world quadratic problem, and 3, by using a graphing calculator, we're going to describe a real-life example of a quadratic regression. Please enjoy this show. So here we have 4 different facing parabolas, and the first one we have the equation is y equals 1 over 4p parentheses x minus h parentheses square plus k, and the parabolas on here are not on the vertex, which the vertex is hk right now, and our focus point right now is 0, 4. And our focus point is always inside the parabola, is never outside or to the side of it. And so we have the y equals 1 over 4p x squared, and our focus is 0, p, which is the point over here, right here. And then to get the direct x, we always either move to the left and to the right 4 away from the focus point, and the direct x is always the same distance from as the focus point. And that's it for example 1.
Okay, so I'm going to be describing number 2 today, which is describe a real-world quadratic problem.
Okay, so we're trying to find the revenue, and so right here is the total price, so $320 in parentheses, and then 70 is the number of items sold. So from there we get 22,400, and x equals the number of price changes, and the max revenue is parentheses 320 minus 20x, and then close parentheses, and then parentheses again 70 plus 5x. And then you find that by doing the zero product property, and then you set it to 0, and then put the equation that's right here down here, and then you minus 20 from this side, and then minus it from the 0 right here, because you're trying to find what x is. So then you bring this down, and then you divide the whole thing by 20, and then you get 16, so x equals 16. And then right here you do the same thing, so you cancel it out, and then you get 5x, so you divide the whole thing by 5, and then you get x is equal to 14. So right here you get the intercepts of 16, 0, and 0, and then 14 and 0. So then what you want to do is you're going to graph it on here, and then after that, step 2, you're going to find your axis of symmetry. And by that you use this equation, and you plug this number right here into here, and then you plug this number into here, and then you put them in and then divide it by 2, and then you get 2 over 2, and then that is 1, so x equals 1. And then after that, you find the vertex, and the x value is the same as the axis of symmetry, and the y value must play in the x value, so to the original equation. So you do fx, and then you plug this number that's right here into this equation, and then you get 22,500, and the vertex would be 1, and then 22,500. So then you plug that number into here, and then here is the conclusion, which we get the best price, which is $300, and then the expected sales, which is about 75 cameras, and then the max income is 22,500. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you the quadratic formula and how to use the calculator and how to graph it. So here are the steps. So the first step is you're going to want to press stat, and then you're going to press enter, and then after that you're going to get 2 columns. You're going to have L1 and L2, so you're going to plug in the data to L1, so all the data that we have 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, and 17, and then for column 2 you're going to plug in all of those numbers. So you're given those numbers, so you're going to just plug those in. So then step number 2, you're going to select Y, and then you're going to select plot number 1, and then you're going to turn it on. So after that, you press graph, and then step 3, you press stat, and then you do a right arrow, and then number 5, you go down to number 5, which is quad reg, and then you press enter, and then you press enter again, and then you write down the numbers that you get, so A, B, and C, you write down those numbers, and then you plug them into the y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, and then once you plug in those numbers, then you're gonna put the equation in y equals form, so you're going to press the y equals button. So plug those numbers in. You're going to graph and then zoom in, and then we're out. And then step number 6, you're going to press second, and then press calculator, and then go to either minimum or maximum. And then interpret your vertex. And then, so you move your cursor to the left of the vertex to figure out what it is. And then we're going to want to guess. And then press enter.
By relating back to Suku's last lesson earlier this week, I realized the more friends and the more people that you know around school, the better high school experience you have, because just by having just a small group of people, that shortens your social life type of thing, and it's just boring just having just one small group of friends, because you don't get to experience like what everyone else experienced, like going to parties, having like a big group of people, especially like you have your own birthday party. You don't want just like 3-4 people there, and it's just not fun at all. And then having it towards outside of life, like you'll realize who is actually outside and be like, oh, I actually knew this person, instead of like looking around for one particular person that you are friends with the whole time.
I think getting involved in school is really important because you get to, there's so many things that you could do in high school, like joining clubs and like getting involved, like doing all the spirit days and like stuff like that. I think it's really important because you get to like be a part of the school, like you just feel like you're a part of something, and you get to like take pictures with friends and stuff. And I definitely think that like every high school kid should like at least go to like a football game at least once, or like I'm trying to do as many things as possible this year. Like I've always been like really involved in high school, and like I've always just like really enjoyed getting into stuff like that. So I definitely think that every single kid that is in high school should be doing fun stuff like that, or else you're not gonna have a fun time in high school. Okay.